30 seconds until Be Green with Amy's live stream. "20 seconds until Be Green with Amy's live stream. Five, 4, 3, 2, and we're live with Be Green with Amy.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Be Green with Amy. I'm Amy. After adopting a whole food plant-based lifestyle, my hubby Rick and I lost over 130 pounds. Now I coach others on their plant-based journey. Just has voice. Let's welcome our guest.
Nicki Perkins is a multifaceted wellness enthusiast renowned for her dedication to promoting healthful living through a plant-based lifestyle. She's a certified nutritional counselor, health coach, and EFT practitioner. Please click like to help Be Green with Amy. Welcome, Nicki Perkins.
Nicki.
Hi, Amy.
Well, I'm happy you're back. We did have EFT mentioned on the introduction. You did that in a separate broadcast, and I'm going to put links to that. Today, I'm really excited, Green Warrior. Do you feel overwhelmed by stress or struggle to find inner calm? Because today, Nicki is going to show us how breathwork could transform your emotional and physical health. Have you ever tried breathwork? Type it in the chat. Let me know if you've ever tried breathwork. I would like to see how familiar you are with it. So tell us a little bit. Well, did you want to just start off with our true or false game, Nicki?
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me back.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to be here and share with you and your viewers. So yeah, if you want to dive into some Q&A.
Yeah, I think so.
True and false. True or false.
Yeah. True or false. Yeah, here we go.
It's time for True or False on Be Green with Amy Live. Answer true or false to Amy's questions in the comments below, and Amy will ask our guest for the expert answer.
Okay, Green Warrior, get ready. Type in your answer. Here's the first one. True or false, breathwork can help reduce stress and anxiety. So please let us know. Sorry, got that. I think that was that the first one.
I think that one looked like it came from
a different source.
I think that was from the tapping.
Oh, no, I have breathwork can help reduce stress and anxiety. That was one of the ones.
That's the one, yes.
Okay, very good. Just making sure I had it right. Okay, true or false? Breathwork can help reduce stress and anxiety. Okay, Green Warriors, type it in. And Nicki, what's the answer?
Well, it's obviously true. That's why we're here. So the last time we spoke, we were talking about emotional wellness and the benefits of the simple and yet very powerful technique of EFT tapping. And today, this is really just a continuation of the topic of stress reduction and emotional well-being. So yes, definitely breathwork can help reduce stress and anxiety. And a little bit, I'll go into how and why, if you like.
Yeah, I think that we can. Do you want me to do that now, or do you want to?
I would like to ask you. So, what if I were to tell you that you already have one of the simplest, most powerful tools for improving your health? It's with us from the moment we take our first breath when we're born, and it stays with us throughout our life until the moment we take our last breath when we leave. What is that tool? It's our breath. Yeah, it's our breath. And whilst it is constantly with us, we rarely take notice of it. We rarely notice it unless or until we are running out of it. That's when we notice it. Otherwise, this breath, we have it throughout our life and we never notice it. So I'd like to show you how we can incorporate this into our routine, into a daily routine, because when you know how to control it, you can enhance your physical health, your emotional well-being, your mental clarity, and you can even improve your heart's performance. And just this morning, actually, I read a study on PubMed, which was talking about a 4x4x8, which I'll show you later, breath. And I'm just looking at it said conclusions. These results suggest that slow breathing techniques may be effective in modulating autonomic function and improving arterial stiffness in healthy young males. I mean, okay, healthy young males, okay, but improving arterial stiffness, I think that's pretty huge. Combine that with eating a plant-based diet, so okay, that's not replying directly to your question of can it help reduce stress and anxiety, but for sure, let's start with the health. Definitely, you can already see loads of studies on PubMed that talk about results of breath work on the body and stress reduction. So it's also helpful for stress reduction because there are so many different types of breath work. Yeah. So many different types of breath exercises. Those that are breathing fast, those that are breathing slowly. The ones that I'll be showing you today are slow breaths. Now, when you're breathing slowly, we are telling our nervous system that we're actually safe. Because if you're running from a bear, you've got a bear behind you, you're not going to be breathing slowly. You're going to be breathing with your mouth open really fast. So when you start practicing these slow breaths, generally people breathe far too fast anyway, anything between 12 to 16 breaths per minute. Very high, very shallow. When you start slowing that down, you're telling your nervous system, I'm safe. And so that's already working on your calming you down. So that's one thing. Another thing that we're doing, which I will show you in a little bit, is a technique in the breath. And we're actually stimulating the vagus nerve, which is another part of calming you down. So yeah, there's so much to say, really.
This is just so fascinating. I'm going to talk about an unhealthy habit, but it really makes me think about it. Where if you ever watch or if you ever were a smoker,
yeah,
that they're just taking that, they're drawing it in and they're breathing it in deeply and maybe sometimes holding it a moment and then exhaling it out, and it's not a healthy way to do it, but they're doing a form of breath work, and you wonder if that's part of the reason why they're drawn to, especially, I'm so upset, I'm so uptight,
I never thought of that.
I need to have a cigarette. Well, of course, they're going through withdrawal for nicotine and they need to have it to feel normal again, but I think there might be something said to
I've actually never thought of that, but there is definitely a rhythm to it.
Yeah, so if you could just not do the cigarette and just do the breathing,
that
would be
I've never thought of that. Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay, now I wanted to let you know, Green Warriors, that Nicki is going to be showing us some of this breath work and helping us to learn how to practice it. So that's coming up soon. So stay tuned. We're just going to talk a little bit more about it and learn about it, and then we're going to try to do it together. And I think we all can use some breath work in our lives.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, you know, breathing is an automatic process, but we can consciously control it and influence the body and the mind. And that is what breath work is. It's conscious breathing techniques. It's not just, you know, automatic, not thinking about it. We're consciously breathing.
Yeah.
And it's not a new age fad. It's older than the practice of yoga, and that's pretty old. It has been spoken about in ancient sacred texts, such as Bhagavad Gita and Yoga Sutras, and many spiritual practices use it. And yeah, I mean, there are many people have heard, you know, these unusual names for these breathing practices. These are Sanskrit names, and whilst it's lovely to know them, in my opinion, it's not essential to know them.
Yeah.
The important thing is to do the practice, do the exercises. In fact, the names that I will be giving you later, they're not Sanskrit names. They're just very simple, like morning, anytime, evening, that sort of thing. Because the goal here is really to create a practice, a daily practice, if possible. We don't have to be sitting for an hour and doing this, you know, even or I'm actually going ahead. I'll let you ask some questions.
Another question.
Yeah.
The true false dream warriors, all breathwork practices require you to hold your breath for long periods of time. What do you think about that, Nicki?
No, it's not true. Some do, but not all of them. Not all of them. In fact, the breath work practices that I use, that I teach, they're all very safe. And yeah, no, there's no extremes in this. Yes, you can hold your breath, and in some practices there is a little bit of holding your breath, but not for a long period of time. And if you're ever putting yourself in the situation where you're really straining, then stop it. You know, I know that there are a lot of breath practices out there, which, you know, ask you to hold your breath for long periods of time. But I'm not, that's not what I practice. So no, it's not true that all breathwork practices require you to hold your breath for long periods of time.
Okay, very good. So here's our next one. Breathwork, true or false? Breathwork is only useful for physical relaxation and does not affect mental clarity. What do you think, Dream Warriors? Okay, tell us about that, Nicki.
No, it can also help with mental clarity. Mental clarity, emotional well-being, physical relaxation, you know, like we said before, heart health. There's really so much. There are more reasons. I can't think of any reasons not to do it. Okay, a disclaimer. Obviously, anybody watching today, if somebody has asthma or COPD or emphysema or some breathing problem, of course, you should always ask your doctor before practicing breath work. But apart from that, I really can't think of any reason why not to do it. In fact, I've actually read some studies in which it was actually beneficial, done properly. You know, we're not nothing extreme, but done properly. I think I read a study that said it was actually beneficial for people who had asthma. But again, if you have any problems like that, you should always speak to your doctor before starting a new practice.
Okay, well, very good. Okay, so here's our next one. True or false? Box breathing is a popular breathwork technique that involves inhaling, holding, exhaling, and holding again for equal counts. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yes.
What do you say, Nicki?
Yeah. Well, I love this breath, actually. So box, just think of it like a square. So it would be a case of, yes, inhaling to the count of 4, holding to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, and then again holding to the count of 4. And when we say like hold to the count of 4, it doesn't mean 4 seconds. You really, gauge it to how fast or slow you want to do it. So, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's the important thing is that it is equal. Yeah. So that's box breathing. I really like that one. It's very simple as well.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. And since we're talking about it, why don't we take a break from our true or false game, and maybe you can guide us through some box breathing.
Yeah. Okay. So before we do the actual practice, though, there's a couple of things that I need to show you. So with the breath techniques that I'm going to show you today, there are a couple of things that we need to, it's not just normal breathing. Now, you could definitely you don't have to do what I'm going to show you, but this would be the better way, okay, to get more benefits. So the first thing is what we call ujjayi breath. Some people call it ocean breath or whisper breath. Ujjayi is Sanskrit, and it actually means victory. And I love this because the sounds, so basically in the throat, you have what's called the glottis. And when you do this breath, you contract the glottis slightly. So to show you how to do this, imagine, first of all, we say that we use the nose for breathing, the mouth for eating. Yeah, that's how it should be. Unless, of course, you've got a cold or you've got some problem where you can't always breathe through your nose. But now I just want you to try this with your mouth open. So imagine that you want to huff on a mirror, yeah, or on your glasses, like to then polish them like you're not supposed to because you scratch them. That's probably why my glasses are always scratched. But anyway, so imagine that you want to huff on your glasses or on a mirror, yeah? So try that. Just show me. So your viewers can try the same. So it's okay. Now, I want you to try and do the same. So you can feel it, yeah? It's like this sort of whispery sound in your throat. Now, I want you to do the same, but inhaling. So it was a little bit difficult, this, but instead of exhale, it's inhale. Can you do that?
It's almost like if something surprises you in a way.
Yeah. So this is just try.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Okay. Now you need to do it with your mouth closed. Okay. So the noise is going to sound like the ocean or a whisper, or as the name suggests, this ujjayi, which would be victory, or victory or victorious. I don't remember. Imagine a stadium full of people roaring, yeah, like this. That's the sound you're going to be making in your throat, okay? The reason we do this, a couple of reasons. Number one, you have more control over your breath. And this is what breathwork's about. It's about controlling your breath. So if I'm just inhaling with my mouth open, I have little control over it. But if I'm doing it with I'm closing off here, I'm inhaling through my nose and I'm closing off here. It's like drinking up through a straw. Yeah. It's coming through slower. Okay. So that's one reason we have more control over the breath, of the inhale and on the exhale. Another reason is because when you stimulate that. When you close this glottis, it's the same effect as humming or singing or chanting. Okay. And that, all of those stimulate the vagus nerve, which calms us down. So it's a double thing. You have more control of your breath, but you're also stimulating the vagus nerve. Now, you don't have to. So when you do it, so I don't know if you can hear. I'm going to tell me if you can hear. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm breathing. I'm closing this off a little bit, inhaling through my nose.
Oh yes, we can hear.
You can hear it. Okay. There is some. The air is coming out of my nose, but the noise is coming from here. So it should be loud enough so that I can hear it and maybe the person next to me can hear it. If the person in the next room can hear it, I'm exaggerating. And, I might irritate my throat. So it doesn't have to be that loud, but loud enough that you can hear it and maybe the person next to you. Okay? So that's the first thing. That's what we're going to be breathing. Now, you don't have to do that. Okay? Some people, there are some breaths that don't use that, but that's what we're going to use today. That's what we're going to use for this next breath. The next thing that I want to show you is we need to be breathing with using the diaphragm. We need to engage the diaphragm. Now, generally, when we breathe, we don't do that. Generally speaking, if I say, take a deep breath, you would go, or maybe not you, but people would go, it's all here, yeah? Shoulders, it's the upper. But what we need, and I'm going to have to stand up to show you this. So I've got my inhale, exhale t-shirt on, especially.
I love it.
Of course. Right. So let me see if I can. Oh, no, I'm going to have to just unplug this for a little bit. Hopefully you can.
Yep. We'll be able to hear you in a minute. I think it just takes a little bit of time for the microphone to change over. I don't hear you yet. So we're going to be engaging our diaphragm.
Okay. Now you can hear.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to show you how to use the diaphragm when we're breathing. So, all right, I've got this, but I have another t-shirt underneath, so I can lift it up. Don't worry, I'm not going to be stripping off or anything. So I'm going to have to turn sideways. So, right, when we inhale, the belly, so the diaphragm, think of the diaphragm like a jellyfish, yeah? When you're engaging it, so when you inhale, it's like it goes up like that, it pushes down. And so the belly can go out. Now, this is just to practice, because once you get good at it, it doesn't have to actually, you can actually do it without pushing your belly out. Usually this exercise is, if someone's new to it, it's best done lying down because you can really see it. And I would say put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly, okay, if you're lying down, but you can definitely do it sitting as well. So when I'm a bit too tall. So, all right, so I'm going to put my hands here, right? So when I inhale, can you see?
Yes.
My belly is going out. Exhale, it goes in. Yes. So it's almost like breathing in the opposite way. So again, I'm going to inhale. It's called belly breathing. Exhale. Is that clear?
Yeah, because if we weren't doing it correctly that way by engaging the diaphragm, our shoulders would probably go up and down.
Yeah. So it seems like we are breathing back to front. Okay. Like it seems, well, when we breathe in, surely the belly should go in. But actually, it's not that way. So if you're lying down, when you inhale, your hand will go up, your belly will go up. When you exhale, your hand goes back down. Okay.
Right, because the diaphragm contracts to push the air out of your lungs.
Exactly.
When you're doing it properly. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first part is engaging your diaphragm. And then, of course, you have movement up top, but it's not so much. It's not that exaggerated. Okay. So when we're doing this breath, we have to sort of think of a few things. We've got this ocean or whisper breath, and then we're also engaging the diaphragm. So we've got a lot to think about. And then we've got to breathe and count. So, it's not called breath work for nothing. You got to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me put my ear thing back in.
So Green Warriors, type in the chat if you've ever engaged your diaphragm. And if you have any questions about that, engaging the diaphragm, go ahead and ask them if you're not quite following what you need to do. I remember when I was in school, I think it was in junior high school or something, and I joined, and I cannot sing very well, but I did join the Glee Club, and they were very nice. They took anybody. You didn't have to have a good voice to sing. But anyway, that was what the vocal instructor had taught us about this diaphragm breathing, because singers, they're just like they're playing a musical instrument. They're not just singing. They are breathing and getting that full breath with their diaphragm going out as they take in the breath. And then as they're pushing out the music, the song from their throats, that diaphragm is pushing it out. And that's how they can, the ones that sound really good, especially, can sound that way, because they are really, they make it look effortless, but they're really engaging their diaphragm when they sing. Yeah. And if you ever tried to sing, even if you're singing in the shower, and you do this with your diaphragm, with this breathing that Nicki's trying to show us, you might notice a difference in how your singing voice sounds.
Oh, yeah.
When you push that air out in that way. And I remember the instructor, and that's why I mentioned the shoulders, because she said, because if she saw us, taking a breath like that, she'd say,
You're doing it wrong.
Your diaphragm,
absolutely.
Your shoulders are going up. And that,
and
isn't that nice? Because when we're not relaxed, our shoulders are usually up. So this forces us to keep our shoulders down and in that relaxed position.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's unfortunate, though, that unless you do something like singing, or whoever tells you to breathe that way, no one tells us how to breathe.
You are.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, it's an automatic response, but we can manipulate it.
Okay, so now are we ready to do the box breathing?
Yeah. So
okay, now that we know how we're supposed to breathe. Okay.
Yeah. So before we do the box breathing, though, I would like to just show you a 4x4, which is even easier, because the box, let's do the box. The box would come after, even though we've spoken about it. It's a little bit more complicated. Okay. So the first one that I would like to share with you is, so I studied with Lucas Rockwell, and he's a great teacher, and he has some really cool names for 3 breath exercises. The first one is not the first one, but the one that we're going to do now is called water breathing. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be breathing underwater. It's water as in, it's a breath that can be like a glass of water. It can be done at any time of day. You can use it in the morning. You can use it in the afternoon, in the evening. You can use it while you're sitting in your office. You can even do this driving your car. And not all breaths can be done while driving a car. If you're feeling a little bit hyper, it'll calm you down. If you're feeling a little bit low, it will give you a boost. Now, generally speaking, people breathe, like I think I said before, like between 12, 16 breaths per minute. we want to, in this case, it's called balanced breathing. We want to lower it to around 4 to 6 breaths per minute. Now, if that's too slow for somebody, okay, you'll go there gradually, okay? It's not something that you have to do just overnight. But actually, when you start practicing, it is quite quick. It doesn't take that long to start learning. So when you breathe slowly, it has this adaptogenic effects on your nervous system. Okay, so like I said, if you're low, it'll bring you up. If you're hyper, it'll bring you down. You can do this. You can practice this sitting, standing, lying down, practically everywhere. So this is why we call it water breath, because like a glass of water, you can use it at any time. Okay, so we're going to use the ocean breath. Okay. And the diaphragm. All right. So, are you going to do this with me, Amy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, actually, I have to be careful with movements like hand movements, because I still haven't figured out. If I put 2 thumbs up, I get fireworks on my screen. Yeah, I still do, and I don't know how to work it out. Yeah, it's something to do. I don't know. I really don't know how to figure it out.
Yep,
Anyway,
this is our world.
yeah. I will figure it out sooner or later. Okay, so you can do this lying down, or if you're sitting, just sit with your feet. If you're sitting on a chair, like just move your bottom a little bit forward so you're not sort of slouched back on your chair. So I've actually got one of those ergonomic chairs that has no back. And you're going to just sit with your back straight, your feet, not your legs crossed, your feet flat, firmly on the ground. And I'm going to count you in, and we will be doing this inhale, and I will count you up. So when you see my hand going up like this, that's when we're inhaling. And then we will exhale again. So we will inhale to the count of 4. And then we will exhale to the count of 4. And then again, we will inhale, and we'll do this for 10 times, okay? I shall count them on my other hands, all right? So usually I would show you the numbers as well, but I'll just do it with my voice so I can count here. Okay, so we will do 10 rounds, and this is only going to be a couple of minutes, all right? Okay, so using your ocean breath, the ujjayi breath, breathing in through your nose. You're going to start breathing. So let's start now. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So are you doing the breath? You're not, because I can see your mouth is open.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was just a practice run.
I have to do that, but I'm thinking diaphragm, sit up straight.
I know. So this is why there, like I said, there are so many breaths. There's the, like alternate breathing, alternate nostril breathing, which I love. But you've got a lot to think about, plus the ocean breath and the diaphragm and which nostril. So I thought, no, that one we will skip. And also the box. Let's just do this one first. This is the easiest one. Water, easy, any time of day. If you can master even just one, then you're good to go. Just make, every day, morning and evening. Okay. Let's try again. So we will do it 10 times. 10 meaning up and down. That would be 1. Okay. So when I raise my hand, that will be an inhale. When I lower my hand, it will be an exhale. So I will just show you again. I will say inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And then we will repeat, and we'll do that 10 times. Okay? Okay, so we're going to be engaging the glottis, like closing it up a little bit, making that ocean sound breath, and breathing with our diaphragm. Okay, if you forget to do this, that's not so much of a problem. The diaphragm, we really want that. It's also, we want to do that. Okay, right, let's do this breath. Let's start this one anyway. Okay, are you ready? Feet firmly on the ground. Okay.
Yeah. Good posture, diaphragm.
Yeah, your chin parallel to the ground. Okay. And so inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, remember, throat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, diaphragm, remember. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just rest and breathe naturally. So that could have been too fast or too slow. How was that for you, Amy?
Wow. I think starting around the 4th or 5th breath, I just started to feel the calming effects of it, and I really didn't expect to feel that different, but it was visibly different.
Yeah. So did you find that you were struggling for your breath? Because usually when I practice it by myself, I do so my inhale and exhale is 15 seconds. So basically I'm doing 4 breaths in 1 minute. So 10 breaths will take me 2.5 minutes. 4 breaths per minute could be quite slow for somebody. It could be. So this breathing, we're aiming for 4 to 6. And even though you think, well, 4 to 6 is not a lot of difference, actually, it does make quite a lot of difference when you're. So you just have to try and adapt it to your needs.
Right, because everybody's a little bit different. And
and it's yes, especially when you start off, maybe you need to get more breaths per minute. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just have to see what works best for you.
Like gasping for
you don't want to be gasping, because that's sort of going against, you're certainly not calm if you're gasping for air, are you?
Thanks said very nice. So I guess she's been doing that or he's been doing that along with us. My mind is sometimes against starting breath work, but I'm always so grateful when I actually do it. Because you have to stop doing everything.
Right? In order but you know what? I actually have found myself more often than not throughout the day. Maybe obviously not if I'm talking to somebody, but if I'm driving, doing the dishes, cooking, I actually find myself doing it automatically. I'm not purposely doing it. I notice that I'm making a noise and I'm engaging my diaphragm. I'm doing my belly breath because I've been doing it for so long. And I actually, sometimes I do it for quite a long time. I don't do it for 5 minutes. Sometimes I do it for longer. And so, yeah, I find myself just falling into it automatically. So I think the more you do it, the more you will find that it is definitely not a job. Watching a movie, you can do it while you're watching a movie. Yeah.
But it sounds like, I mean, if you're driving and maybe you're a little stressed because there's traffic or somebody just something.
This one, yes, definitely. This breath, yes. There are other breaths that no, definitely when you're driving, you shouldn't.
Yeah. This can just calm you down from that moment that something happened that you weren't happy about. Or
definitely.
At the person, because some people like to scream and that person never hears you anyway.
No, exactly.
So just instead.
Well, because well, I'm in Italy. We don't shout, we gesture. Okay. We gesture. Yeah, that you can be sure that they'll see that. So I shouldn't be saying that, should I?
Well, this is better. This is better because it'll get you calm again, because there's nothing you can do. What just happened.
Yeah. So, send them love. Send them love. Yes.
Really send yourself love.
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, this breath can be done, like I said, it can literally be done anytime. You know, you sat down to work and you're like, oh my God, I've got all this work to do. I feel so stressed. Take 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and just do those 10 rounds, or 2.5 minutes, or 3 minutes. You know, go and take a coffee break. Don't drink your coffee, you know, have a glass of water and do your water breath.
Right.
Or don't go anywhere. Just sit there and just say, okay, and chill. Do the breath. It's a really lovely breath for this, and safe, and you can do it really any place. It's a very easy breath, balanced breath. And you know what? I'm all for balancing. Whilst I have practiced some extreme breath practices, I'm not certified in those. Like Wim Hof, for example. If you're going to do that sort of breath, you know, learn it properly, do it with someone who knows what they're talking about. But I'm not for extremes. You know, let's look for balance. So this is a brilliant breath, balanced breathing. Water, like a glass of water, you can use it any time of day. Morning, afternoon, lunchtime, evening, in the car, wherever you want. Okay. Well, the only place that I really say don't do any breath work is in the bathtub. Especially never do those extreme breaths in the bathtub, because accidents happen more frequently than we realize. But I wouldn't even do this breath I don't want to get too relaxed, you know. So I would avoid the bathtub for anything like that. Meditation, do that outside the bathtub.
Yeah, you don't think about that. So are you think that we're ready for the box breathing?
We can try the box, yes. Okay, so it's going to be the same sort of thing, but instead of when we get to the top, we aren't going to exhale, we're going to hold it, okay? Now, there are ways where we can use our fingers and stuff. Now, there's a mudra that you're supposed to pinch when you pinch your nostrils to hold your breath, you should be using your ring finger and your thumb, okay? Not like that. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but tradition says you use the ring finger and this, okay? And your fingers would be there. This would be for your right nostril. This would be for your left. But we can skip that, okay? And we can just hold, because it's going to be a bit confusing on the screen. And it's a breath that the alternate nostril breathing or holding like this is something that I would introduce later on. So we've just done the water one. Let's try this box breathing. So we hold the breath and then we're going to exhale. So I will show you like this, hold, exhale, hold. Okay, just like drawing a square, a box. Okay, so remember, you need to engage your abdomen, your diaphragm. So when you inhale, the belly Inhale, belly goes out. Exhale, belly goes in. Okay.
Right.
And then you have your ocean or victory breath, the stadium in your throat. Okay. Right. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. So again, sitting straight, feet on the ground, not slouching on your chair. If you can, scoot your bottom to the edge of your chair so you're not sitting back. Chin parallel to the ground. And let's start. Okay, I need to count. So again, we're going to do 10. Hold on. Let me move my hair out of the way. Okay, so I need to count on this hand. All right. So are you ready? We're going to start now. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, using your diaphragm and the ocean breath. 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, ocean breath. 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale, diaphragm, ocean breath. 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And just relax. I miscounted. I don't think we did 10. I lost count on my fingers. Did you manage to engage the diaphragm and do the ocean breath?
Yes, and after a few times, the ocean breath for exhaling is a little more tricky, but after a few times going around the box, then I started to really do that. And because I'm kind of familiar with the diaphragm because of my childhood.
Of course.
It was a little bit easier for me, but yeah.
So
that was very nice. What do you think, Green Warrior? What did you think about that box breathing? Were you able to engage your diaphragm and also do the ocean breath at the same time? Let me know in the comments. Go ahead, Nicki.
So there's another breath that we can do. So the first one was the water one, any time of day. This other one is also a relaxing, down-regulating breath. And we are aiming to do 4 or less breaths per minute. Now, so this is what Lucas calls whiskey breath. But whiskey, I like to call it, whiskey breath, or sometimes whiskey. Even just the name whiskey breath or whiskey can be triggering for some people, or inappropriate. So we can also call it chamomile tea breath, in the sense that it's a breath we're going to use before bedtime, not when you wake up in the morning, not as you're sitting down to work, where maybe I need some energy. No, before bed. You can actually use it in bed. In fact, last night I went to bed really late. It was about 1:45, which is far too late. And I wasn't tired because I was thinking about what to say here. And I went to bed and I was lying there and I wasn't tired. And I thought, Nicki, you have to go to sleep. Go to sleep. And so I did this breath that I'm going to show you now. And I did 2 rounds of it. And I don't remember anything else. So I must have fallen asleep. So when you reduce your breath to below 4 breaths per minute, it triggers a strong parasympathetic, so that's rest and digest nervous system response. It reduces your heart rate, improves digestion. It's great after meals because it helps the digestion. And most commonly it's used just before bedtime. It's obviously not to be done whilst driving. That's obvious. So this can be used to reduce stress or anxiety. So in this case, we're going to slow the breath down even more. Now, in this case, we are going to inhale to the count of 4, but our exhale will be to the count of 8. So the volume of air is the same, but the speed with which we exhale it is much slower. Okay, because we want to count to 8. So you don't want to run out of air. So you really have to engage that, really control your breath. That's where, that's where the control comes in. It's really, how can you control your breath? And it's obviously comes with practice. So would you like to try this one?
I am so ready for this one.
Okay.
A lot of people are going to want to replay and maybe do this before.
Yeah, this is a great one. And like I said, you can do it in bed, lying down. Chamomile tea. Yeah, chamomile tea breath. Yes, rather than whiskey breath. Yeah. Okay. So was the 1, 2, 3, 4 okay for you as in speed?
For me, it was. But as you said, if or any of the Green Warriors that are watching, they can always change that if they need to.
Yeah, you can do it a little bit faster as long as it's the same. So in the sense that the speed of the 4 is going to be the speed of the 8. So it's not going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. No, it's like saying 4 at that point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just think whether to count down from 8 or to count. I'm wondering which would be easier.
I wanted to ask the Green Warriors how did they feel about that breathwork that we just did, and are you learning now more about using your diaphragm and about using that ocean breath where you're kind of getting it through your throat and sounding like you're in a stadium going and the breathing in and out that way? That's a new thing for me. So I'm learning as we're doing these exercises. So I'm wondering how the Green Warriors are doing out there and if they have any questions about it. So I gave you some time to maybe think about what you wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7. Oh no, let's count down from 8. It'll be easier for you.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no holding this. It's inhale, exhale, and the exhale is much slower. Okay, it's twice as slow because we're going to go to 8, but the volume of air is still the same. So you just have to let it out much, much slower. So we're really slowing the breath down and to around 4 breaths per minute, something like that. Okay, I've got a thumbs up. That was me. Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to keep my hands down.
No, that's me. It's my screen.
But that's okay. I'm sure. And Green Warriors, you
If
should
I
be
go like
giving,
that, yeah, it's like a hearts.
yeah. So Green Warriors, show some love, give some hearts and thumbs ups because Nick's
Yes,
sending them out to you.
I'm sending them out. Yes. Okay, so let's try this this chamomile tea breath, down regulating, evening, relaxing breath, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system response, which is responsible for rest and digest. Okay, so again, always sitting, chin parallel to the floor, sitting with your back straight, feet on the ground, not slumped, and I will count you in. So again, we're going to be closing off the glottis a little bit and the throat, and inhaling and exhaling, engaging our diaphragm. Okay, it's not going to be breathing from up here. It's breathing, we call it belly breathing. It's breathing with the pushing that diaphragm down like a jellyfish, and it's like this. Okay, so let's start. We're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1. I made a mistake there. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, closing your ocean breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, again, ocean breath. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, diaphragm, engage that diaphragm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, ocean breath. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, diaphragm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, engaging that diaphragm, ocean breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just rest and breathe naturally as it comes to you. How was that?
It's very nice.
So that's a really good one that you can do in bed. If you're having difficulty sleeping, just regulate it to your speed of breathing. But remember, the count in to 4, count out to 8. So the out breath, the exhale, is going to be is the double in time. So it just has to be much, much slower. Okay.
That was so interesting. How the different breathwork exercises that you do with us are, because for me, I was trying to be conscious of how I was letting my breath go because I wanted to make it to the count of 8, so I could just let it out.
Yeah, it's letting it out very, very slowly. If you're struggling, then just change it slightly. You know, there's just no need to struggle. And if you're lying in bed and you think, oh, the ocean breath, or it's a problem, okay, skip that bit. It's just breathe in to 4, breathe out to 8. Just try that. And
it's a wonderful way of trying to, because a lot of people, I get this too, is the monkey brain, where you're in bed and you're supposed to be relaxing, but all you're thinking about is all the things that you didn't do or should have done or do tomorrow. And this just forces you, because you're counting and you're regulating your breath, and it really gives you that focus. And that's
definitely. And obviously breath work can be used in meditation. In fact, it's perfect, the perfect combination, because I wouldn't do a complicated breath, maybe a water breath, 4 in, 4 out, or the relaxing, the one before bed, 4, 8. Because when you're counting your breath in and your breath out, it's very difficult to think of other things. You can't be thinking of your problems because you lose count. So that's also a good way to help people get into a meditative practice, because you're really just focused on your breath. Just notice the breath. So in this case, it's breath work, so you're purposely modifying it. There are a couple of others. I'm not sure if we have time. Maybe we can do one. This is what we call the coffee breath.
The opposite of the chamomile.
Yeah, so this is the opposite of the chamomile tea. So call it coffee because it makes you think, okay, I'm going to do this in the morning. I'm not going to do this before bedtime. I'm going to do this in the morning.
So this is called coffee breath, right?
Yeah, this is going to be a fast breath, even up to 30 breaths. Okay. So when you breathe to like 20, 30 breaths or more per minute, you're reducing the CO2 in the bloodstream. And this leads to constriction of your breathing pathways and veins. And it can leave you feeling a little bit dizzy, a little bit lightheaded. You may feel tingling in your fingers. And so this sort of breath should be practiced briefly and with care. And obviously, you don't practice this during driving. Okay, so this one is completely different. I'm going to have to stand up again. Okay, so in this case, you're only exhaling. Okay, so you need to blow your nose before you do this, because quite often stuff will start shooting out your nose. So basically you are, imagine, let me show you. So imagine, okay, if I do it like this. Okay, yeah. So imagine I'm a goalkeeper, yeah? And a ball is coming towards me, right to my belly. What would I do? I'm going to engage my abs, yeah? And when you do that, you push the air out. So it's this forceful. You're only doing the exhale, pushing the air out, because the inhale is automatic. You don't have to think about the inhale. Okay? You're just pushing out the air. And as soon as you've finished, you're going to inhale immediately. Okay? And it's a very fast breath. It can even be like 1 a second. So it will be something like this. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So all I'm doing is pushing out the air through my nose. I'm not inhaling. That's a consequence. I'm pushing it out and it automatically comes back in. Pushing it out is very, very forceful. And when I do it, I'm engaging my so it's like going in every time, pushing like that. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah, because when you're pushing air out, your diaphragm should be going towards you.
Exactly. It's just it's a forceful breath.
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying to pump something.
Yeah, and this sort of breath is really good if you wake up in the morning and you want to, get up and go, or maybe you just before a meeting, you've got to give a, I don't know, power meeting or power, I don't know, presentation, or maybe before exercise. It's not a breath that you would do during the evening. You don't want to stimulate yourself before the evening. And this stimulates your sympathetic nervous system. And the sympathetic, it sounds the nice one, but it's actually the fight or flight. It's not. It's the fight or flight. It's not the rest and digest.
Yeah, I think of it as it's feeling sorry for you because you are in trouble.
Oh yeah. That's a good way to think of it. Yes. Yeah. So if you like, we can try that.
Yeah, let's try that.
Just do a few rounds of this. This is really fast because we're just, shooting out these breaths.
Yeah.
Again, you may feel a little bit lightheaded, and you may feel a little bit of tingling. So obviously, anybody who practices this or is following your video, you need to know what you can and cannot do health-wise.
Yes.
Or when you're doing breaths, especially this type of breath, I think it's important to just make sure that you can do it. If you have health issues, I don't know, heart issues, lung issues, it's always best to ask beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, I will be clapping, okay? Just to keep you or like this, okay? And I will just be saying exhale, 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 okay? Okay, all right. So again, feet firmly on the ground, back straight, not slouching, chin parallel to the ground. And we can start. So exhale, 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 exhale. Take a breath. Just take a relax. Do you feel any tingling? Yeah. Okay, we can do one more. Was that too fast, or should I slow it down for you?
Well, for me, it wasn't too fast, but it's
okay. It's a fast breath, but you need to regulate it to your needs.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do another 20.
Wow, I'm still feeling it. This is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so we can start now. So that's exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So that's the coffee breath.
That was great.
And you can do like about 20 and then take a breath. Don't exaggerate.
Yeah.
It should be practiced briefly.
And you can be laying down and doing this, right?
This one is best done sitting.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
You're pushing. And, there's no point for you. If you want to get up and go, you're not going to be lying down. That's going to be when you want to rest.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
And relax. Yeah.
So for those people that keep pushing the snooze button and they're fighting that alarm clock.
Yeah, maybe just put your feet out of bed and just go into this coffee breath. Yeah, coffee breath. Instead of having a cup of coffee, do a coffee breath. Yeah, I did this. Like I said, we don't do it in the bath, but I actually did it a little bit in the shower this morning because after my hot shower, I have a short hot shower and then I turn it
cold.
Yeah, to like the coldest. And in Milan at the moment, that cold water, it makes the tap frosty. It's really cold. And for the first few seconds, you can't breathe in any other way. I call it ugly breathing. Yeah, it's and in that case, I'm actually also breathing in the beginning, breathing through my mouth because it's just like you're in panic mode, you're in survival mode. But then it calms down, and I was just doing this fast breath. And I came out of that shower, and I was like, "Take the world on." Yeah, it's brilliant.
That is amazing. You shared so many different types of breath work with us, and that was
So there was one I didn't share with you, which this is if anybody wants to check out the Heart Math Institute, one thing I didn't say is that breathing or breath work can change your HRV. It can improve your HRV, your heart rate variability. And a good heart rate variability is a sign of good health, of good heart health. So it's basically the difference between heartbeats between your inhale and your exhale. There is so Heart Math they've done so many studies on this. You can buy a gadget. This is called Inner Balance. You can see. And so this piece, if I turn it on, okay, it's not going to do anything. I would need to link it up to my phone. This I would then clip onto my earlobe, and then I have it on my phone, and then I start the app. And I do my breathing practice. Now, the breathing practice with Heart Math, you're not doing any ujjayi, you're not doing any specific breath, but I do still, engage the diaphragm, and I do a little bit of ujjayi, a little bit of ocean breath. It's just focusing. You can set on the app, you can set the amount of seconds that you want to inhale and exhale. So you can set it to your own comfortable. How can I say? Your comfortable, a comfortable breath. Okay. And the range is really quite great. So you can have it really, really, really slow or really fast. Okay. And it measures your heart rate variability, and the app it keeps it on, so you can see it. You can see your progress. There's one app called Inner Balance, which is the same name as the gadget, and Heart Math have another one which is just called. Let me just have a quick look. which is just called, it's just called Heart Math. And I didn't know, I mean, you can make an account, and I did in the beginning. And it's basically keeping record of all your sessions. So it gives you a streak, like it tells you your longest streak. Yeah. So that's quite cool, because it's, giving you an incentive. Like, I don't want to break that streak, keep going. And you can also see your progress, see how your coherence is doing. Are you in high coherence? Are you in low coherence? And I actually had, I think the one I sent you the screenshot, Amy. That's of the Inner Balance app. I had another screenshot that I took. I actually did the breath, and I did this while this was a few years ago. I did it while I was in pain, physical pain, when I had this problem with my shoulder. And you told us about this story, your journey in the interview, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. And so when I was relaxed, my heart rate variability, I had these lovely, lovely waves. When I felt the pain, or I started putting my attention on the pain, my heart rate variability went right down, and everything was very jagged. And I took a screenshot of it, and I forgot. I don't know where it is. Anyway, so this is a really cool app. And with Heart Math, it's called Heart Coherence, the breath that you do. And it's beautiful. It's very simple. You just sit, close your eyes, and you're breathing in. Imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And if you like, I can take you through it if we have time. Let me see if I have. Hold on a second. I wanted to say that Victor Laviola made a comment: relaxing and stress reduction is so important. Yeah, it really is. It's really, they have pillars of health, and this goes along with it, because most of the Green Warriors are doing the plant-based lifestyle, where they're changing their life as far as their diet and what they're eating and what they're not eating. Yeah. And sometimes people find, like I did, and my husband and a lot of people I know, they did get a lot of disease reversal and things, but that's not everything, right? Because if you're full of stress and anxiety, absolutely, it creates cortisol, which creates weight gain, and it works on your heart. And like you were saying, with your arteries, it's so complex. And so I'm so glad you're here today to talk about this, because it is, like Victor Laviola said, it's so important to incorporate this. You can have the best, cleanest, healthiest, whatever that may be, diet. Mm-hmm. But then if you're sitting on the couch all day, complaining or about somebody or something, that's not healthy. And so we really need to find balance. So again, it all comes down to balance. Mm-hmm. So if you like, just to close, we can do a heart math, heart focus breathing, which is a really beautiful practice. It's something that I practice very, very regularly, practically daily. And it's a beautiful. And I like how you say you keep using the word practice, because just like with yoga, when they say practice, you're not going to be perfect at anything, and the more you do, the better you get. But you have to practice. So exactly. And there are times where, especially with like in meditation, where you think, oh, why did I even bother? No, it doesn't matter, because all of these practices, it's not about being perfect. It's about practicing. That's why it's called practice. Every little bit counts. And so I invite you. This isn't you can use your diaphragm if you want to breathe through your diaphragm. But this is just again, we're going to be slowing down the breath to about, 4 to 5 seconds on the inhale, 4 to 5 on the exhale. You just have to find your own comfortable rhythm, okay? So I invite you to just sit, close your eyes and put your attention on the area of your heart. And just imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or your chest area. And just breathe slowly and deeply and regularly, around 4 to 5 seconds on the inhale and 4 to 5 seconds on the exhale. Just find a comfortable rhythm and just relax all the little muscles around your eyes and on your scalp. And just let your jaw relax and drop slightly. Relax your shoulders. And just keeping your attention on the area of your heart. Breathing in and out, as if you're breathing in and out through that area. And now, I invite you to activate a regenerative, uplifting feeling, such as appreciation, or love, or joy, compassion, care, excitement, just an uplifting feeling. You can think about a person, or a pet, or a kind gesture. Anything that creates that uplifting heart feeling that you feel in your heart center. And this is synchronizing your nervous system and strengthening connections throughout your body. It's increasing your coherence level and imprinting your field. And this influences your environment. And now I'd like you to radiate that uplifting, heartfelt feeling throughout your body. Just imagine it radiating throughout your body, from your heart center, down your torso, down through your legs to your feet, and up to your shoulders, down your arms, back up to your head, throughout your whole body, all your cells. Your whole body is now radiating that heartfelt feeling. And now radiate this feeling out of your body into your environment, into the room that you're in, into your whole house. And then outside your house, send it to your neighbors, to your neighborhoods, to your whole area, to your whole town, your whole country. Radiate it out to those close to you, those who you love, and even those who aren't close to you, who maybe you don't love them. Radiate it out to them too. And finally, radiate this heartfelt feeling to everyone and the whole world. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself back here to the present moment, knowing that you can do this at any time. Just go back to your heart create that uplifting feeling and radiate it throughout your body and radiate it out to other people as well. Why not? And so when you do this meditation, this breath, you can see on the app, if you're connected, your HRV, your heart rate variability, goes up. Your breathing, your heart rate goes down. Yeah, it's like the proof. You can actually see it. And yeah, it's beautiful. And I think it's also a lovely meditation. It's very short, but it's sending out love to yourself, first of all, and to those around you. And Heart Math have done a lot of studies. Go and have a look. Heart Math Institute. They have done so many studies on this, on how your field affects other people. And so this can be in the workplace, in your family, and why not throughout the world? Because, if everybody were to be a little bit more coherent about their thoughts and their feelings and send some love to other people, I think the world would be actually a nicer place rather than, sending anger and all the rest of it, judgments. Sending some love, heartfelt feelings. So when you're thinking about a person, I think because I've experienced this, it's important that if you're choosing a person, that it's somebody. So when I started doing it, my husband had recently passed away, and my first thought was, think about him. Well, that wasn't it wasn't an uplifting feeling. That was sadness. So for a long time, I couldn't do that. Now I'm working on it. Now I can think of happy memories. But so it's important that you're not focusing on something that makes you feel sad, even if it could be somebody that you love. If it's something that makes you feel sad, that's not uplifting. It could be a gesture. It could really be something as simple as somebody smiled at you. That feeling, you've felt it. It's like, that you literally feel your heart expanding. That's what we want. And it changes your field. And that field is interacting with other people. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever. So I thought that would be a nice place to end the breath, unless people have questions and everything. But I thought that would be a nice one to end with because it's extremely simple. There's no worries about the ocean breath or anything. It's just breathing, slowing down your breath, focusing on your heart and sending out this, creating this feeling, locking it in and sending it out to others. And yes.
It was just beautiful. And in my mind, I was sending it out to you and the
thank you.
too. And I thought about how many of us are doing this together, and then on the replays, how many people might be doing it at once.
Yeah.
How wonderful that would be, and that we can watch this again whenever we want to do any of these different exercises and have you guide it. And this one, especially, the words that you chose were very, very nice. And made us.
No, the Heart Math app. So not the Inner Balance one, the Heart Math app. So they have two. The red one is reddish purple. I don't know if you can see, if I show you my phone. Probably not. No, that's not going to show you. Okay, it's that one.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
And it has a red background with a white heart.
Yeah, a white heart and a plus, because it's called Add Heart. Okay. Adding hearts to everything we do. Yeah, adding more heartfelt feelings. And the app, if you buy the device, you get lifetime subscription free. And I originally did the course. I paid to do the course. Okay. They didn't have this app when I originally this is a newer one. I had the old version. And they didn't have this app, or not that I knew anyway. And so I actually paid for the course. But now this app has everything included. So you've got the audio book, all the courses, you've got so much practice. It's a really good app. It's really worth getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely suggest that for,
Well,
and you can regulate, you can test your breathing and you can see how you're doing and monitor your practice.
yeah, so I'll put the information in the show notes for everyone. So
Yes.
let's just see. Okay. So Ron want to know, can children practice breathwork techniques safely?
Well, it depends which ones. So if it's the water breath, just like, or the one that we've just done, slowing down the breath, as long as you're not forcing a child to hold their breath or to, to breathe at a certain pace. No, let it be, yes, slow the breath, to show them how they can slow the breath down, but it has to be comfortable for them. Children are actually really good, especially at doing something like, the heart coherence, because, they didn't have all the baggage that we have. And it's easy for them to focus on something that makes them feel good. And I wouldn't force them into anything like holding the breath for a long time. I wouldn't do the breath of fire, the fast coffee breath, which is also known as breath of fire. Oh, by the way, the breath of fire one, it's oh goodness me, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it. But it's translated. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Kapalabhati. Yeah, and that's Sanskrit for skull polishing, which is brilliant, because you think when you're doing that constant, it's like you're polishing your breath, your skull. So I wouldn't, get a child to do something like that. But yeah.
But I think that teaching the diaphragm breathing,
Definitely,
even if you're not counting with them and making them go at a certain pace,
that teaching that for sure.
How to relax with the diaphragm breathing.
Yes,
that would be something beneficial.
And just making them aware of their breath, because for so long I was never aware of my breath as a kid, not even as a teenager, not even as a young. I mean, I only really became aware of my breath when I started practicing meditation, because I suddenly found myself alone with my breath. And I'm like, oh, hello. And so being aware of your breath and noticing it, and it's making children, or enabling them to be, more self-aware of their feelings, and noticing when they're feeling anxious, when they're feeling calmer. This is really important. But I think children nowadays, they're more aware. There's more going on. There's more talk about this. In the past, nobody ever spoke about things like this. But at the same time, there is a whole lot of stress in the world at the moment. And especially if you have a television and the television is on, kids are picking up on this. So for my opinion, the best thing that you can do for a kid, teach them tapping, focus on your breath. Yes. Teach them tapping. That's the best thing. I'll put a link
to that, because you showed us that in a previous broadcast.
And heart coherence, definitely. That nice little meditation. Put your head, just sit, and it's a really nice practice that you can do with your kids. Just sit with your kids and say, we're gonna do some heart coherence. Put your hands on your heart. If you put your hands on your heart, it's easier to sort of put your attention there. Yeah, put your hands on your heart and just invite them to close their eyes and just breathe. Relaxed. Don't tell them you got to breathe slower than that. No, they'll gradually relax anyway, and then just take them through this, and it's a practice that you can have together, which is really nice. And create coherence and peace in the house. And there's been an argument with brothers and sisters. Okay, sit down. We're going to do some heart coherence. Calm the breath. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Green Warriors, please click like to show your appreciation for what Nicki shared with us today. And Nicki, you do so many things, and you're so knowledgeable, and you're always learning and sharing what you know. So tell us about what you do and how we can find you on social media.
Well, for mostly, I help people with the lifestyle. So yes, initially it was all about the food, plant-based, helping people transition from maybe a junk food diet to a whole food plant-based one. Then I realized that is not enough, and that was through personal experience. I realized, you know what, the mind is important. It plays a huge role. And so that's where my focus is mainly now. It's teaching people to overcome stress and anxiety, and giving them the tools. I use meditation, EFT, meridian tapping, where we can remove limiting beliefs. So that's a belief that you have about yourself or about other people or about the world, something that's blocking you. And just, it's a great stress reducer. I'm expert in reducing stress because it's something that I practice personally a lot, on myself as well. So yeah, my websites are nickiperkins.com. The one that EFTinitalia.com is the one probably with the most information. Lovingly Plant-Based is, I'm trying to put everything into one. I haven't managed to do that yet. But yeah, EFT in Italia is the one which has the most information. And yeah, so I'm just assisting people on their journey to wellness, finding that emotional well-being. And when you find that, the food side just becomes easier. Also weight loss and making healthier food choices, because when we are less stressed, then we're not automatically diving for those less healthy food choices. We don't need that. And so that's what I do, and that's where you can find me. And thank you so much for having me.
Well, Nicki, thank you for sharing your incredible knowledge on breathwork.
Well, there's always something to learn. Yeah, there's always something to learn. I'm on a constant. I don't have a TV, so all I do is read and do more courses. And yeah, it's never ending. I think, oh my gosh, just when you think that you know. Yeah. You never know at all. We think, oh, I know a lot. No, you don't.
Enough anyway. You think you know.
No. There's always something. It's like, oh my God, I've never heard of that. Wow. So yeah, there are so many, and we're so lucky now because we have access to all of this information.
Yes, and access to you.
Oh, thank you. You're lovely.
You've really given us powerful tools to manage stress.
Thank you.
Find balance and take control of our emotional well-being. So, and it's a gift every time you come on. It's just a gift.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here because I truly love sharing what I do. And if it can help somebody have a better day, then that's great. Yeah. Because that person will spread it to another person, and so on and so on and so on. Because, at the end of the day, that's the goal, isn't it? It's not just our personal sphere. We need to change the vibration of this place, because at the moment it's pretty low. But things are changing. More and more people are becoming conscious of this, that we do have the power to make a change. It doesn't mean that, oh, I'm just going to change myself and it's all about, no, you change yourself and you change around you, change things around you. So yeah, this is why I'm passionate about sharing, because it can make a difference for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that sounds like a really good take-home message for everyone. So yeah, because I was going to ask you for one, but I think that is a wonderful take-home message. And Green Warrior, tell us what you're going to remember from this broadcast today. One of my things that I'm going to remember is about the chamomile tea, the breathing exercise that you would do before bed.
Yeah.
That it helps reduce stress and anxiety and can be helpful with falling asleep.
Definitely.
So I think that's going to be really helpful to a lot of people.
Yeah. It can aid sleep. We know how important sleep is. So, yeah.
So I also wanted to thank Just Task Voice because she did the promos and she did the countdowns. She spreads the news of this broadcast all over social media.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She's just always so helpful and talented. And just
Absolutely.
Just Task Voice, tell us who's coming up next.
Do you want to get in shape, but you've never exercised before or don't think you're strong enough to try? Coming up, Angela will lead you through a gentle, beginner-friendly workout that's perfect for building strength, gaining confidence, and getting started at your own pace. Let's do this together on Wednesday, February 5th, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, on Be Green with Amy Live.
Yeah, so we're going to have another pillar of health coming up. So
wonderful.
Check a lot of boxes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Amy, for what you do, because you're really, this is, every week something new. So you're really making a difference.
Well, thank you. And I want to thank the Green Warriors. Thank you, Green Warrior, for joining us today. Your engagement and support make these discussions meaningful and impactful. And I hope you're feeling inspired to take a closer look at your food choices and at your breath work that maybe you learned today. Make positive changes for your health and well-being, because remember, every bite we take, every breath we take is an opportunity to nourish our bodies and, like Nicki, become the healthiest versions of ourselves. And please stay tuned for more empowering content. Please subscribe to my channel. Check out Nicki's social media and websites, and share our message with others who you think can benefit, because together as Green Warriors, we can make a meaningful difference in the world. And as a special thank you to all of you, I'm offering you 5 free recipes. If you just go to begreenwithamy.com/join, I will send them to you, along with me doing some fun exercise type poses and some motivational messages. Got a lot of things going on there that I like to share with you. And I'd like to invite you to take your right hand and grab your left shoulder, and take your left hand and grab your right shoulder. Now squeeze, because that's a hug from me to you, from me to you, Nicki. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is just so beautiful. And we're getting a lot of people who are giving their hearts and love. So I'm really loving that. So Green Warrior, why don't you join us? Type this in the comments as Nicki and I say my tagline. Are you ready, Nicki?
I am.
Okay. Well, until I see all of you again, remember, be strong, be well, and be green. Thank you so much. Thank you, Green Warriors. I hope to see you all really soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now you can listen to Be Green with Amy expert interviews wherever you go. Listen while walking, meal prepping, or traveling. Find Be Green with Amy on Apple, Google, Alexa, Amazon, or virtually anywhere you find podcasts. Be strong, be well, and be